There is a love story that arrives with a thunderous roar, like a storm that sweeps everything away. However, there is also a love that comes quietly, without a sound, but sneaks in and settles in the deepest recesses of the heart. A love that does not require loud declarations, but is enough with a glance, a smile, and a presence that never fades. Such is the love that seems to have been born and grown between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo, two names that can no longer be mentioned separately without making fans' hearts race. Amid the harsh spotlight of the entertainment world, where rumors are currency and intimacy is often met with suspicion, there emerges an unspoken yet palpable story. The story of two men whose hearts have found a home in one another. When they first met in the drama, The Untamed, no one truly suspected that the seeds of connection began to grow from the very first day. Xiao Zhan, warm and friendly, contrasted with Wang Yibo, quiet and reserved. Yet it was in those differences that something began to complement each other. Wang Yibo, who usually kept his distance, began to soften. His gaze toward Xiao Zhan was no longer just that of a colleague, but as if he were looking at someone who was beginning to fill the emptiness in his heart. Meanwhile, Xiao Zhan, known for always maintaining his polished image, slowly allowed himself to be more natural and open when with Yibo. Every interview together, every behind-the-scenes clip, became a small piece of a larger, meaningful story. Perhaps they never admitted it directly, but their body language spoke louder than 1,000 words. Who could forget Yibo's lingering gaze at Zhan during the press conference? Or how Xiao Zhan always laughed more genuinely when Yibo was nearby. Even when they're just sitting side by side, the air between them feels different. There's such natural chemistry, like two energies finally finding the same frequency. There's one moment fans will never forget, when Yibo spontaneously placed his hand on Xiao Zhan's shoulder during a photo session. The gesture seemed simple, but it felt so personal, as if saying, "I'm here, for you." And we all saw how Xiao Zhan no longer kept his distance. He began to glance more frequently in Yibo's direction. His lips, which had been stiff with media formality, slowly softened into a small smile that only appeared when Wang Yibo was around. However, great love doesn't always come easily. When a storm hit Xiao Zhan's career due to an unexpected controversy, many people distanced themselves. But one thing is striking: Wang Yibo never truly left. He didn't say much, but fans noticed that Yibo showed his support in subtle ways. He chose to mention Xiao Zhan in interviews. He wore the same accessories as Zhan. Even in the toughest times, Yibo seemed like a silent guardian who never left his post. And Xiao Zhan, in an interview filled with pain, once said, "I'm grateful to some people who stayed even when I felt the world was turning away from me." No need to mention names. We know his heart points in one direction: Wang Yibo. Now, after going through all those ups and downs, we see two figures who have grown more mature, more composed, and closer, even though they no longer often appear together in public. Xiao Zhan is someone who needs time to trust. He doesn't easily open up, especially in this harsh world. But slowly, since Wang Yibo's arrival, we've seen his defenses begin to crumble. He started to look more relaxed, more radiant, and more alive. Meanwhile, Wang Yibo, who is known for being cold and reserved, shows his soft side only when he is with Xiao Zhan. He rarely smiles, but when he looks at Zhan, his eyes seem to be filled with admiration and a sense of belonging. Their love is not a thunderous one, but a love that takes your breath away, because there is calmness and depth within it. A love that doesn't need to be confirmed with words, because the world can already see it in their every move. Now, many say that they have taken different paths, but for true fans, no distance can separate two hearts that have come to know each other so deeply. Each of their solo works may show their individual maturity, but the shadow of one another remains present. Fans believe that true love does not need constant exposure. What matters is who remains in our hearts, even if they are not always present in our eyes. And in the end, we can only whisper in our hearts. Xiao Zhan has opened his heart, and Wang Yibo has filled it with love. Love that grows slowly, but remains unshakable. Love that matures, not binds. Love that gives space to grow, without ever truly leaving. They may no longer appear together on screen, but traces of each other remain in their work, in their habits, even in small, unconscious expressions. Xiao Zhan is still seen wearing colors or styles that Yibo once favored, and Yibo occasionally brings back melodies that remind us of their interactions in the past. There are memories that cannot be silenced, for they have become part of their souls. In various occasions, when asked about their dreams and hopes for the future, both always give answers that resonate. Living in peace, having someone who understands, and staying true to oneself. Perhaps that is the most honest signal from two hearts that have touched each other. They are not chasing the world. They are chasing the peace found only in each other's presence. Their loyal fans describe their relationship as an invisible red thread. Delicate, almost invisible, yet strong and unbreakable. Because when love becomes part of the soul, it no longer needs recognition. It only needs to be felt. And we have all felt it, through the gaze of their eyes, through their gentle smiles, and through the silence that holds countless meanings. Perhaps they never said, "I love you," but in every silent moment, in every held-back smile, we know there is something more than just friendship. Xiao Zhan opened his heart. Wang Yibo came and filled it with love. Not a harsh love, not a love that is flaunted, but a love that makes us all sigh. What do you think? Is this just fan service, or a love too deep to be explained in words? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because love like this deserves to be celebrated.